Ronald Read, a humble janitor from Vermont, lived an unassuming life, working at Penney and maintaining a quiet routine. He drove a beat-up car, wore modest clothes, and never flaunted his wealth. But behind his frugal exterior was a secret. Ronald was a millionaire. He was an avid reader, especially of financial news, and made a habit of investing his small savings in stocks, often picking companies that others overlooked. Over decades, those investments quietly grew into a fortune. When Ronald passed away in 2014, it was revealed that he had amassed almost $8 million. He left his wealth to local charities, showing that true riches aren't in how much you spend, but in how wisely you invest and live with purpose. Ronald's story remains a powerful reminder that wealth can come in the most unexpected forms, and that quiet, consistent actions can lead to extraordinary results. Ronald Read was not the kind of man you'd expect to find on the Forbes list, but he quietly made his way into a different kind of legacy, one that would surprise everyone. Born in 1921 in a small town of Dummerston, Vermont, Ronald's life was marked by simplicity. He worked as a janitor at Penney, a humble position that demanded long hours of scrubbing floors and cleaning windows. He drove an old car, wore second-hand clothes, and lived in a modest house. To the outside world, Ronald was just another quiet, frugal man with a routine that seemed ordinary at best. But what no one knew about Ronald was that he had a secret that would soon astonish everyone who thought they knew him. In addition to his janitorial work, Ronald was a savvy investor. He spent his free time reading about stocks, bonds, and financial trends. Over the years, he carefully studied the market, making small but steady investments in companies like Procter & Gamble and General Electric. Ronald wasn't interested in getting rich fast. Instead, he adopted a philosophy of slow, consistent growth. He didn't live a lavish lifestyle or spend his money on things that others might think of as wealth. Instead, Ronald kept his investments quiet, allowing them to grow over decades. His secret, frugal nature meant that he never splurged on the luxuries that many would associate with wealth. He wasn't looking to show off, he just believed in the power of patience. When Ronald passed away in 2014 at the age of 92, the world learned just how much of a fortune he had accumulated. The total was a staggering $8 million, more than most could have imagined for a janitor who lived so modestly. But what was even more remarkable was how he chose to leave it behind. In his will, Ronald left the bulk of his wealth to charities in his local community, including libraries, hospitals, and a number of non-profit organizations. His goal had never been to hoard wealth, but to quietly improve the lives of those around him. It turns out that Ronald's wealth didn't come from the things he bought or the flashy lifestyle he led. It came from a lifetime of small, consistent decisions, an unrelenting focus on the future, and a commitment to doing what most people wouldn't even think twice about: saving, investing, and being patient. You see, Ronald Read wasn't just a janitor. He was an investor, a philanthropist, and a man who understood that true wealth doesn't always look the way we expect. His story remains an inspiration for anyone who believes that wealth is built slowly and steadily, and that you don't have to be flashy and leave a lasting impact. Sometimes, the quietest people leave behind the most profound legacies. If you like the content in this video, click the like button. If you want to see more of this type of content, click subscribe and the blue bell icon so you always know when the next video is coming out. This is Plan-Free Finance and Abundance. Join us for more inspiring content on people who've become millionaires, investing, recommended books to read, and much more on the general topics of finance and abundance. If you want to add more of this in your life, you found the right place.